Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's
Yes, sir.
continue. So we know how to evaluate Miller synthesis for a plane, right? So HKL value essentially indicates Miller indices, which is represented by 3 integers, and you can always work backwards to get the intercept. We start with the intercepts and finally end up with the Miller indices. You can always work backwards and find out the intercept, right? So all of you mute yourself.
ఏమమ్మా నాకు టైం అయింది ఏమోలేమో మళ్ళీ వచ్చి పెడతా
Well, so you can find the Miller indices of these 3 planes. Note down quickly. You have 30 seconds. Note down and find the Miller indices of this plane. Done? Well, here one thing, you have any doubts in this diagram? Anybody? Any doubts in this diagram?
Sir, can you explain the last diagram?
Yeah, it's simple. Straight away, like this is one plane, that's it. Do you have any doubts in this diagram? No doubt? Is it clear?
రేపట్లో
I hope. Is this clear? Are there any doubts?
Sir, explain number 3 diagram, sir.
Number 3.
Yes, sir.
What is there to explain? From this axis to this axis, it is inclined. Just like this. This is inclined from this axis to this axis. This is inclined from this axis to this axis. So simple. Anything else? What is doubt in this diagram? This is same as any other. Same as this one and also this one. Except the fact it is orienting in different direction. That's it. Nothing much. Any other doubt? Come on, look carefully. Anybody?
No, sir.
No doubt? Okay, fine. Let me ask now. Where is the origin? Where is the origin?
Yes, sir, that's
That is the question. You should have asked, no?
yes, sir. That's only my question, sir.
Ah, you should have asked that way. Where is the origin? I have not defined the origin at all. See, for this diagram, you can define origin here. If you define origin here, what is the HKL value for this plane?
One infinity one.
1 infinity 1.
This cuts x-axis at 1, parallel to y-axis, and cuts z-axis at 1. So, 1, 0, 1. Agree? HKL
Yes,
values.
sir.
I didn't ask for the, what is that, intercept. You said 1 infinity 1, that's correct, but intercept. HKL value is,
101.
0 1.
for this, it is 1, 0, 1. Okay. If I define this as origin, what's your take now? Why again 0? This y is, again it is infinity. Why? That means y axis, that is L value is 0. H is minus 1. Sorry,
Minus
k
1
value is
0.
0. H is minus 1. And
Minus 1
L
0
is
minus
0. So it will be, for this, it will be 1 bar, 0, 1 bar.
One.
Negative axis is always represented as 1 bar. This is HKL value for this one. Suppose I take this axis. Okay. I'll write this as X, this as Y. Okay. And this as Z. What is HKL value for this particular origin now? Does it intercept x-axis?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Come on, check carefully.
Sir, it's not intercept.
Don't get confused. Here for this, I take
There is
axis.
one line, sir.
Okay, this as y-axis. This as z-axis. Now you see, for this axis, it is parallel to y. Sorry, parallel to x. It cuts y or intercepts y at minus 1. Intercepts z at 1. So for this, HKL value should be 0, 1 bar, 1. You understand this, or do you have any doubt? Hey guys, if you have any doubt, now itself we'll have to get it clarified. Don't carry forward. The normal notation what we are using in this lecture is like this. Y, X, Z. Whereas in this case, I interchange the x and y axis. I consider this as y axis, this as x axis, Z remains same. So it changes. Clear? Any doubt? No doubt. Right. Now for this axis, right? For the for this diagram, you take let's just a minute. You take this as origin. Okay. Let this be x, let this be y, let this be z. Okay, and for this,
1, 0, 0.
for this, let's consider this one. Let's consider this one. Let this be x-axis. Let this be y. Let this be z. Now tell me HKL values for this one and this one. Quickly.
100.
See here, this is parallel to z-axis. It cuts x-axis at 1, y-axis at -1. It cuts x-axis at 1, it cuts y-axis at -1.
1 comma 1 bar comma 0.
No comma here. No comma here. When you say HKL values, no comma. Okay? And all negative values are always indicated with a bar over. Come on, say again.
1 1 bar 0.
Bar 0.
1 1 bar 0. Very good. For this, it is 1 1 bar 0. Others, do you understand? Come on, for this
sir.
now. For this.
0 1 1 bar.
X-axis, does it intersect x-axis?
No, sir.
No, it is parallel to x-axis. It intersects y-axis at 1, z-axis at -1.
Minus 1.
Therefore, it is
0, 1,
0
1
1
bar.
1 bar.
0, 1, 1 bar. Very good. So we have different sets of planes with which we can define a crystal structure. Okay. Do you agree? Now let's study something about this planes itself. Okay. So here, see here, we have different sets of planes. Previously also I had explained this. I don't know whether you remember or not. Just a minute, let me check. Here, look here. Here I have explained. If this is a two-dimensional lattice, you can have, or you have to imagine this as a three-dimensional lattice, which extends into the screen. Okay. So this lattice can be constructed or understood by considering this set of planes. This set of planes. That means it is just like holding your palm with its face below, with its face facing ground. Hold your palm just like the face of the palm is facing downwards. So this is how this plane is imagined. And what we have to do, we have to just go on repeating this plane at equal intervals so that we get this three-dimensional lattice. Similarly, you can have this plane. Similarly, you can have this plane. You can have this plane. You can have this plane. The only thing that changes is the inter-atomic distance or the lattice constant or the distance between the adjacent atoms changes with respect to the plane what we choose. Right? But you take this plane and go on repeating it at equal intervals, you will get the same pattern or same lattice what we would get by considering this plane. There is no difference. See here. We can construct in different ways. Here also. See here. We can construct in different ways, but it gives the same lattice. But the characteristics of plane is different. Okay. So now here, we know what is plane. We know how to represent a plane. So now, let's say this is three-dimensional lattice. It's a cubic lattice. See, we can construct this cubic lattice by considering this plane and at equal interval at one atomic distance or at one lattice parameter distance A, same plane, another one lattice parameter distance, same plane and go on as long as you want. It gives three-dimensional lattice. So now, instead of this, I'm considering this plane. This is a different plane. See here, previously I had considered this plane on the face. Now this plane is different. It is a diagonal plane. Yes. Now, right. Now go on repeating this diagonal plane at equal intervals. Go on repeating this diagonal plane at equal intervals. Again, you get the same plane. Right. So the first one were here. If you see, it is 100 plane. HKL values of this plane is 100. In the second one, it is 110 plane. Right. Go on repeating this plane, you get the same structure as it was before. That is the same cubic structure. Next, here we are considering 200 plane. 200 plane. So here in this 200 plane, again you go on repeating plane in equal intervals, you will get the same structure. But there is difference between this one and this one. There is a difference between these two. This is, the first one is simple cubic. This is not simple cubic. This is body centered. If you look carefully, what you see is, this is body centered cubic, not simple cubic. Okay. Then here we have 111 plane. 111 plane. If you consider, this is the origin. Okay. If this is the origin, this one, and this one. These three are put together to form a plane. And then go on repeating that plane in equal intervals. You will get the same structure. So we get same structure, same simple cubic by considering different planes. Right? So it is your wish or your convenience to consider any plane to describe simple cubic. Now, what is the changes in this plane? In this plane, as we see, what changes is the distance between the planes. Here, this is the distance between the planes. Here, this is the distance between the planes. Okay. Here, this is the distance between the planes. Here, this is the distance between the planes. So, distance between the planes changes. For example, you will understand more better in the previous section. What I showed just here. See here. This is the distance between the planes. This is the distance between the planes. Here. This is the distance between these planes. Yes. So this is distance between planes. Again, distance between planes. So what we see here? From this one, from this, let's call this as 1, call it as 2, call this as 3. What do you see? What is the difference in the system of planes? Just
Distance.
yes, the distance between the planes is different. Distance between planes is different. Okay, so now can we find a way to characterize this distance between the planes? Is there any way that we can easily find out the distance between the planes? Because this distance between the planes appears to be an important parameter when we define a crystal structure. Right? When we define, because how do we reproduce the crystal structure? It is by taking this plane and go on repeating it. When I say repeating it, at what interval are we going to repeat? We are going to repeat at a constant distance. At each constant distance, we have to repeat that plane. So it is very essential to know distance between planes to construct a crystal lattice. Otherwise, we cannot do it. When you take this type of plane, let's say, see here, when you take this type of plane, and if you are trying to construct the lattice, then you need to maintain this particular distance. If you are taking this set of planes, this type of plane, and if you try to construct the lattice, then you need to have this distance between the successive planes. You have to repeat the planes at that particular interval. If you take this particular set, then you will have to repeat at this particular interval. So distance between planes is an important parameter if we try to define a crystal lattice using planes. Okay. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now we know that we can construct a crystal structure using different kinds of planes, and the distance between planes is very important if we are using any of the plane set of planes to define a crystal lattice. Now, the distance between the adjacent planes, we call it as interplanar spacing. So when we say 1, 0, 0, we also need to know what is the interplanar spacing for this 1, 0, 0 plane. Otherwise, we cannot construct that crystal structure or crystal lattice. So let's see how to evaluate this interplanar spacing, or can we get a formula so that we can easily tell what is the interplanar spacing in a particular set of planes. Okay, so let me clear this. Oh, I can't. Okay, just a minute. Already saved. So, fine, done. Okay. So consider this x, y, z axis. Let this be x. This is x axis. This is y axis. This is z axis. Consider 1, 1, 1 plane. See, this has intercept on y axis at this distance, intercept on x axis at this distance, intercept on z axis at this distance. Okay. So this is a plane which equally cuts x, y, z axis. It did not equally, it just cuts. Let's say. Okay. If it equally cuts, it's better. Let's say it equally cuts. Then from O is the origin. From O, drop a perpendicular to this plane. Drop a line perpendicular to this plane. So now this OP is perpendicular for this particular plane. Clear? Any doubts? Okay.
So
Let this OP make an angle alpha with x-axis, angle beta with y-axis, angle gamma with z-axis. Clear? Any doubt?
no, sir.
No doubts. Very good. Now, just imagine here. Imagine this. From O, I am going to this point, OB along y-axis. Okay. Then from O, this is the perpendicular OP. Okay. Clear? What is the angle between these two? Beta, very good.
Beta.
Yeah, very good. Beta. And from P, I am connecting back to B. This is a right angle triangle. Do you agree? OP being perpendicular to the plane, this is a right angle triangle. Beta is the angle. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, this OP is equal to, let's say, OP is let us call it as DHKL, don't worry, it is the distance. Let's say OP is equal to y cos theta 2. Theta 2 is, of course, beta, right? OP is equal to y cos theta 2 as well x cos theta 1, z cos theta 3. Considering these three thetas are different. Is this clear? You are expressing OP in terms of from right angle triangle OPB, we are expressing OP in terms of y cos theta 2. Clear? Any doubts? Any doubts? Hey guys. No reaction? What's up?
Sir, can we say OB is Y?
Yes, of course. OB is y.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And here one more catch. See here, this DHKL, that is distance between HKL planes. OP is called as distance between HKL planes. For that, see here, we have considered this triangle. ABC triangle. Okay. At a distance OP from the origin. Now, imagine the same triangle or same plane lying at O. Same plane lying at O at same inclination. It is parallel to this ABC. Consider one more plane. Let it be triangle, don't worry. Consider one more triangle ABC parallel at O. What is the distance between triangle which is at O, or instead, let's not say it as triangle, let's call it as plane. So what is the distance between plane which is at O and plane ABC?
Sir, OP.
OP, that is the minimum distance. So that is why we call OP as the distance between two planes, two parallel planes, HKL, ABC, which are adjacent to each other. Two successive parallel planes. So OP is equal to the distance between two successive parallel planes. One is situated at O, another is situated at T, which we call as ABC. So going further, HKL is equal to A by X, B by Y, C by Z. This is what HKL says. From the previous procedure or the definition, how do we derive HKL? This is what is HKL. HKL is equal to A by X, B by Y, C by Z. That's how we get HKL, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Go back and check the procedure to find out
Yes, sir.
Miller indices.
Reciprocal.
Yes. We express X, Y, Z in terms of ABC. Then we take reciprocal of this thing and then we remove the denominator is what? Denominator is removed to get the integers, whole numbers. Then from this, simply from this HKL is equal to A by X, B by Y, C by Z. From this we can always say X, Y, Z is equal to A by H, B by K, C by L. Now DHKL is equal to, from here, DHKL is equal to, we have X, right? Instead of X, write A by H. Instead of Y, you write B by K. Instead of Z, you write C by L. Then cos square theta 1 plus cos square theta 2 plus cos square theta 3. Cos square theta 1 plus cos square theta, cos square theta, what is it? Cos square theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3. This is equal to 1. But there is some mistake here. Not that. Okay. It is like cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. That's how it should be. Theta 1, theta 2, theta 3 is equal to, theta 1 is equal to alpha, theta 2 is equal to beta, theta 3 is equal to gamma. That's how it works. Okay. So this one, theta 1, theta 2, theta 3. Note down this. Okay, is equal to 1. Now, d square HKL is equal to h square by a square plus k square by b square plus l square by c square is equal to 1. This is the formula we have, right? This is the formula we have. So you just, instead of cos square theta 1, you use d square HKL into h square divided by h square. Instead of cos square theta 2, you use d square HKL into k square divided by b. Okay, here. Cos square theta 3, instead of cos square theta 3, you use d square HKL into L square divided by C square. Then d square HKL comes out to be common. What you get is h square by a square, k square by b square, L square by C square is equal to 1. Clear? Any doubt? You want to note down? Note down for a moment. Any doubt, guys? Hey, if I speak, somebody speak. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Shall we continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. DHKL is equal to 1 over root of h square by a square plus k square by b square plus L square by c square. Now, for a cubic, simple cubic lattice or for a cubic lattice, what is the final DHKL formula? For a cubic lattice, what is the interplanar spacing formula? Second, let me know. For a simple cubic, what is the formula? Can you work on this formula further considering a simple cubic, or can you not? Come on, somebody. Loudly. D is equal to, we can't hear you.
D equal to 1 by root 3.
Root 3. How is root 3?
The HKL value will be 1, 1, 1.
No. How do you say HKL value is 1, 1, 1? See, we derived this formula considering this 1, 1, 1 plane, but it need not be 1, 1 plane. This is true for any plane. Okay. Clear? So this remains h square, k square, L square remains as it is. But for a simple cubic, what is the condition? What is the
A
lattice
equal to B
parameter
equal.
condition? A is equal to A
B
is
equal
not
to C.
A is equal to B equal to C. So this turns out to be DHKL is equal to A by under the root H square plus K square plus L square. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is for simple cubic. But if you are asked for plane other than simple cubic where A, B, C are not equal, you should not use this formula. Be careful when you use this formula.
Okay, sir.
This is the formula you have to use everywhere. Only if it is cubic cell, or only when there is A equal to B equal to C, you can use this formula. Otherwise, not. Be careful with it. Okay. Clear? So now,
Coordination.
So
this is
when
the
did you
typical
use that second formula? Can you repeat it again?
second formula you can use when A is equal to B equal to C for cubic.
Okay.
And what are the other crystal systems which have A, B, C equal to same? For trigonal. Okay? For cubic and trigonal only you can use this. For others you cannot use it. Okay? So this is the general formula which you can use for any type of crystal system. So now, this is a simple cubic structure, three-dimensional simple cubic structure. It has atoms at each of these edges. It has atoms at each of these edges. Who is this? Still waiting. Worship. Atoms at these edges. Okay. So we had this a lattice parameter, which are the basic characteristics of this lattice. Then we had the direction. Then we have the plane. We have plane. That is the easiest way to define a crystal structure. Apart from that, we also have other things, which is coordination number. What is this coordination number? You know coordination number in chemistry. What is coordination number here? It is the number of nearest neighbors directly surrounding a given atom well within a crystal. Coordination number is number of nearest neighbors directly surrounding a given atom well within a crystal. That means within a crystal lattice, the number of nearest neighbor atoms are called coordination number. Now, let's say for this, for example, this one, what is the coordination number for this particular crystal system? This is a simple cubic. Let us consider this is atom. What is the number of
Six.
what is the number of nearest neighbor atoms for this?
6, sir. 6.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Which are they?
Sir, the ones on the same planes. X, Y, and Z.
Ones are the same planes. Very good. 4. That means 1, 2, 3, 4. What are other two?
Sir, up and down.
Up one and down.
Very good. 5 and 6. So coordination number for simple cubic is 6. Coordination number for simple cubic is 6. Now, what is the coordination number for body-centered cubic? Let's say this is the body-centered cubic. So let's consider this atom which is at the center. So this has how many nearest neighbors? Are neighbors
sir.
situated at same distance? Huh?
4, sir.
8, sir.
Check again. This is not on the face. This is at the center of the
8, sir. 8.
cube. So all the 8 edges,
sir.
the atoms at all the 8 corners are equally spaced, are equally placed from this center. So its coordination number is 8. This coordination number is 6. What about this one? Face centered.
12, sir.
How do you get it?
12, sir.
See here. This is a face-centered cubic lattice, right? This is simple cubic, this one, and it has atoms on each of the faces. Okay. Now consider this. Just a minute. Consider this plane. Okay, and also this plane. Consider these three planes. Plane 1, plane 2, plane 3. Okay, now what shall we do? We shall consider this atom. Consider this atom. Okay. Now you check for this atom, how many nearest neighbors are there, or how many atoms are there at equal distance? Same distance, same distance, same distance, same distance. 4, right? Then same distance, same distance, same distance, same distance. 8. Then same distance, same distance, same distance, same distance. How many?
12.
In this plane,
12, sir.
in this plane, 4 in this plane. How many totally?
12.
12. You understand this? Any doubt? You note down this diagram. Better you note down this diagram. Otherwise, you will get confused.
Sir, can you repeat, sir, this one?
Just a minute. See, this is face centered, right? This is face centered, but you cannot identify. It is very difficult to identify what is the coordination number in this case. So let us consider this one as the extended face centered cubic, and in this, let us consider this plane, which is one of the faces, with 4 atoms at the corner and 1 atom at the center of the face. Then let us join the atoms which are on the face, at the center of the face. 4 atoms. Sorry. Okay. Let's do same thing here also. Let's join this atoms. Now these 3 planes are equally separated. They are at same distance. Right. Next thing is, let us consider this particular atom. Consider this particular atom. Okay. For this atom, all the atoms which are on this plane, that is the atoms at the edge of corner of the plane, right? They are at equal distance. These 4. Also, for this atom, atoms on the neighboring plane, these atoms, which are on the neighboring plane, these are also at the same distance. Similarly, for this
Sir,
atom,
how are the neighboring atoms also of similar distance, sir?
they are. That is why. This is the only way you can imagine them. Otherwise, you cannot. You can work it out. If you want, you can always work it out.
Yes.
See here, simple. I'll tell you very simply, in a simple way. What is the distance from this atom to this edge? What is this distance? Half A.
A by 2, sir.
A by 2. From here to here,
That also will be A by 2, sir.
A by 2. Very good. Now you see. Let's consider this atom. Okay. From
Yes,
here
sir.
to here, what is the distance?
A by 2, sir.
From here to
Oh,
here,
got
what
it,
is
sir.
the
Got it.
distance?
Got it, sir. A by 2. Yes, got it,
That's
sir.
it. For all the atoms, it works out.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Clear? Okay. Okay, guys. We'll stop here. We'll continue tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
Thank you.